everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm going to be teaching you how to improve your dance photography skills and what you should keep in mind when you are in the shots yourself. So I've been dancing for a while now, since I was about 5, and I started doing photo shoots when I was around 9 years old. So I've been doing them for a while. My mum has always been my photographer, she's been amazing, and we have learned a lot of tips and tricks throughout the years that I am very excited to share with you guys. Some of them are very basic, but they are fundamental for your photography and also very, very important to remember. You can do 1,000,001 things. I'm going to start off though with in a location / studio shot, because this is where I'm filming and taking photos. In a studio setting, it is much more different as the lighting is more perfected. So in a studio location shoot, you need to really keep in mind of where you stand with the sunlight aspect. You want to be careful not to have direct sunlight. Sometimes that can really wash out the photos. Of course though, you have Photoshop, which is one tip for you guys. Photoshop, changing the lighting if it isn't the best and it's too dark, of course, go ahead and add that exposure up because that will really help with the final result. Standing in a place in the studio location, wherever you are, makes a real impact on the way the photo looks. You want to be placed right behind the object or whatever you're next to. For example, if you're next to a window, make sure to kind of complement the window, standing beside it, really frame it nicely. Make sure that you are the main object of the photo and not the window. So you don't want the window to stand out, you want you to stand out. So make sure it's framed nicely. Sometimes these photos look amazing when the shot is about the location and not the dancer itself. But I typically like to be more zoomed in on the dancer, make the dancer the focus of the shot. So keep in mind, don't be too far away, don't have the dancer off-centered, so like to the side, unless it's supposed to counteract with the other side. So for example, it could be this wall on the side and then yourself here. That might be the case, so then that's fine. So just, of course, that's my tip, make sure it's framed nicely. So the first angle that I really enjoyed was down here, a nice long angle so you get the full body, make it as long as possible, and you get the really beautiful brick wall on the side with the hint of the window and the pipe. That looks really nice, so I'd probably go just like this. Another good way, once the light goes onto this beautiful wall, so I would sometimes stand here and do some things front on. Even to the side would be fine, but front on looks the best. Also, I feel like I've done a shot with a beautiful silhouette up on this window. So there is a table over there, but I would stand on here and do beautiful silhouette shots with the window. Really beautiful, so that's incorporating the window. Also keeping in mind with the focus that what you are wearing really complements the background. If you are in just a normal studio settings, anything will go because it's either a plain white background or just really simple paper. So if you are, for example, behind a brick wall, don't be too, don't blend in unless you want to try and blend in with the wall, which I don't think you do, but make sure it's a really colourful look, pops out, makes you stand out. I find with a lot of photo shoots myself, I find not to hide my body too much. I like to show it off, show the muscle, the lines. That's the main important thing with dance, as you want to show the movement. So a skirt's really beautiful, how it flows if you do an arabesque, or even in studio shoots, fabric look really beautiful when you do a shot in front of it, and it just really complements the mood that you do. Leotards are really great for dance shots. I prefer without tights because it shows the definition in the muscles, but you can wear tights though to make it more of a ballet look. But I have done tights as well, but for me, I find when you don't wear tights, it really just puts the photo together most of the time and makes yourself look better too. With my options of the costume today, I've got this leotard and I have no tights on, and I've got this skirt that's more of a flowing skirt, so it will look really beautiful in the shots. And the other skirt is just a basic long wrap skirt, and this is just, yeah, a really simple one, but looks really nice, especially with this leotard combination color. So I've gone for like the brick walls are the really pop of color in this shot, and then I've got the more muted black and white colors that will contrast the walls. And I've got my hair in a French roll. Love a French roll for photo shoots. And then I've got my pointe shoes on, so that's what I'll be doing for this shoot. Lighting is also very important as well. Making sure that you are lit in the camera. Of course you can Photoshop it afterwards, but I just prefer to have it perfect on the spot. In a studio shoot though, it's much easier to create that perfect lighting, so you don't have to do much. Also, playing around with the lighting. I did a photo shoot once where we took this red and blue color, and it made it look really modern looking and really futuristic, which I really enjoyed. It's all about getting creative and doing something new that you have never seen before. Although if it is for an audition photo shoot, keep it nice and plain. Make sure it's not too crazy with lighting, just nice and simple, so the person who's looking at the photo can see everything of you. And one of my other tips, of course, is to be creative, whatever type of shoot it is. If you're out in a location shoot, really have fun, enjoy. We love looking for locations all the time. Whenever we drive past them, we're like, oh, that's gonna make a cool photo shoot area. And sometimes the best places can even just be like a brick wall, for instance, or like just this beautiful maze of vines or whatever you find, or even simple concrete. I've done many shoots with concrete walls and very modern architecture. That looks amazing as well. It just depends on the style you go for. And of course, make sure it all combines nicely with the lighting, the costume, the angles. If you want to make it moody, you can zoom in on places or make it more put to the side, so the dancers on the side. Just depends. So onto also the technical side of the dance movements. So this one's very important. Always, if you're doing it yourself, make sure you always check your photos to see whether you are liking the way it's starting to look. When I look at myself, it helps me correct on what I'm not doing right. For example, if I'm doing arabesque and I'm not happy with the foot, I can easily then go back and do it again and correct it. It's the most important thing to look at your photos, because if you don't know what you're seeing, you won't improve on the things that you're not happy with. It's also good to get a feel of what it looks like too, because you might do a pose and be like, oh, that does not look good at all, I'm going to change that. And that's completely fine, because I've done that a million times as well. I've looked at it and gone, no, that's not going to work. Let's try something different. So that's really important as well, so you don't waste time doing the same pose over and over and over again. So yeah, making sure also to take photos that complement your body. So know the perfect angles, the sides, the face side. If you're doing more portrait-y dance shots, make sure you know how to work the camera, I guess, and know your poses. So if you have a super flexible back, show that arabesque, do a Polaroid back. If you have beautiful artistry, really show that face with the arms and fingers and everything. So yeah, just do your strengths, just like in dance. When you show off to people, you want to show your strengths, so make sure you show your strengths in a photo shoot. Another tip I have for you is the way you take a photo. I believe the best way to get into your creative ability is to, even if it's in a location with something, really like work with what you've got. So if it's a rock, make sure you like really incorporate the rock and create beautiful movements out of it. Really let go with photography, especially in location. You have to just let go and be creative, and don't worry, oh, am I stiff? Is my face right? Just relax and just like feel what you're doing. I also find when taking photos, I don't like to take one photo, stop, look, go back, get that perfectly. Sometimes I do if it's a more technical shot. But majority of the time, I love to experiment, take a few shots, maybe do like a leg and retire, turn that out, look another way, and just keep on moving into different shapes, and that really helps get a beautiful image. So I like to, sometimes when I'm not getting it right, for example, if I'm doing like a legs derriere with a kick. I like to put my shoulder in the right position with my head and then the arms. And then from there, I keep my arms and then whack the leg up. So it's basically like getting half of the picture perfect before you do the other half. That really helps me too sometimes if it's not perfect from just doing it straight away. So it just depends which side you want to go. If you want to go the route of creative, movement quality, if it's more an artistic or artsy type of photo shoot, that works for that. But if it's more getting that pose right, being more structured, that way really helps as well. So yeah, those are all the tips I have now while I'm in this room. If I do come up with any others, I'll probably be telling you in the photo shoot I'm doing throughout this video. One really important tip that you should do at every photo shoot is to always be warm. Of course, you don't have to do a full bar and center like you're doing full ballet class, but you need to be warm enough that you are able to do arabesque and any legs going up to your ears, because you've got to be warm for that. I especially like to do lots of feet stuff. Usually I'd have my TheraBand here, but I don't today. But just really warm up. I also didn't mention about your hair and makeup. I believe doing makeup is very important to accentuate the features. When you do take photos, it is from a distance, so you have to be able to see your face. It's basically just doing makeup for stage, but obviously not as much as stage makeup, because you're not on stage. It can be more natural. Sometimes I even, like today for example, just done a bit on the eyes and I'm going to put some eyelashes on, because I find eyelashes really put together the face for me especially. Also, as you can see, the weather's really lovely today. The light's coming in, so it's putting a little bit of light onto the brick wall. It's not as bright as it was before, but it will come back in again. Natural light is so beautiful in photos. I really like natural light a lot. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video very helpful. Make sure let me know down below if you did. And of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Bye guys!